Hi, Lakan.
Hi.
Okay, you're grade 3 already and we are going to do your Filipino exam. Okay, Filipino exam ito at ang una kong tanong sa'yo ay pwedeng pakikanta ang paru-parong bukid. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go!
Parong bukid, nalilipad-lipad sa gitna ng daan. Papagaspas-gaspas sa barang ang tapis. Ang sadang kalmanggas ang sayang dekola. Sa pyesa ang saya. May paineta pa siya. Uy! May suglay rumandin. Uy! Nagwas Diohetes ang palalabasin. Haharap sa altar. Uy! At malalaman din sa papalakat ang pakendeng-kendeng.
Okay, very good. Okay, magaling. Pwedeng pahiram na nung libro. Yan. Susunod na tanong. Pwede mong ipakita ito? Pakita mo sa camera. Yan. Kwento ang librong binasa natin.
Okay, so, shoes. A guy replied, I forgot his name. And then another girl said, shoes. And then she guessed it right. Like the boy and the girl guessed it right. And then another boy said, shoes. Or girl, he said shoes. And then she guessed it right. Like the first boy guessed it right for his birthday, and the girl guessed it right for Christmas, and another boy guessed it right for a party in the surprises, and all of them got it right.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mrs. I forgot her name. She always sells shoes to everybody, and people never knew why she always sells shoes. So and then she sells shoes to everyone. Everybody guessed it correctly, and then they said, "Oh, I wish Mrs." Sometimes they call her Mrs. Shoes because she gives her lots of shoes. They're like, "Oh, Mrs. Shoes doesn't give. I wish Mrs. Shoes gives us a toy boat for Christmas."
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, "Yeah, but she'll only give you shoes." And then they said, "Oh, I wish Mrs. Shoes can give us a toy." Then they're like, "Oh, but she only gives you shoes." And nobody never knew why.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the story. So when Mrs. Shoes was a little girl, they were very, very poor. So they were very poor, and her dad one day got a very, very terrible disease, and he was coughing, and they weren't able to finish school. Her parents, and her graduation. She was gonna go to her graduation, and she said, I need white shoes and a white dress, but we don't have that." And then her Nai said, don't worry, I'll give you white shoes and a white dress." So then she searched everywhere in the neighborhoods and her family members and her relatives, until one person gave her white white dress. Then she was like, "Thank you, Nai, but we still don't have the white shoes." So and then so do you still have that black shoes that you have? Then she was like, yeah. So then she was like, why don't you just paint them white? Then she was like, yeah, but we don't have any white paint. So then she was like, then we can search for some. And then, so they searched in garbage cans, in canoes, like everywhere dirty. But until they found a can of white paint in somewhere. So then she painted the black shoes white, and it said, her brother said, "Ganda."
What does that mean?
Wow, so pretty. It says pretty. Then she was like, yeah, but doesn't look that good. And her father said, that looks good. And even her mother said. So then she said, okay. And then, so when it was her graduation day, she pulled down the skirt because it was very tight and it was small. She pulled down the skirt so it can make it look longer. So and then when she did that, it drizzled. It rained.
It what? It drizzled?
Yeah, it rained.
What is rain in Filipino?
Umabon or
Umambon.
umambon. And then she got so sad because what if the rain washes the paint off? And then when it was her turn, her shoes were white, but there was black polka dots on it. And then she was like, no. And then it became like black stripes and white. Then she was like, no. And then it became all black. And she was like, no.
Yeah.
And then she turned red. She was very sad, and then she turned into a zombie. But not literally. So and then she wasn't going up the stage. Then people were chanting her name. Eva.
Oh, so her name, what's her name?
Probably Eva, I remember. Eva.
Why were they chanting her name?
Because she was shy to go on stage because of her black shoes.
Okay.
So then when she went up the stage, everyone was clapping and cheering. And then they were very happy and she got her graduation thing. Then when she went home, Eva was still so embarrassed that she had black shoes on the stage. She was still embarrassed. And then her father coughed and the father said, success is not about things. I don't remember what he said.
But what in your own words, how do you understand what the dad was saying?
Yeah, and he also said, be blessed what you have with. So I'm basically saying that, so it's basically like the dad is saying like, you don't need to be ashamed because you are blessed with the thing that God gave you. And then that's why she loves giving shoes to people. And the book said that she has a shoe company and she gives good selling shoes for free to anyone who needs it.
Right.
Don't need to buy it. Is that true? She real?
Maybe she's a real person, or maybe she's also made up. But how do you feel about the story? What lesson can you take away from the story?
Be blessed what you have.
That's right. you want a mansion, or are you
I'm
uh,
fine.
grateful for what you have?
I'm grateful that I have a house.
But it's also okay to have a mansion, right?
Yeah.
If you want to have a mansion, you have to work hard for it. Right? Salamat.
Salamat.
Okay, I will ask more. Maybe one more question in Filipino. Okay. We read the book Living Filipino. We are actually still reading it. So I'm gonna ask you if you know the Filipino translation of certain words. Okay? Alright? Okay.
Is this the
How
final
do-
question?
Yes. How do you say my name is Lakan?
Ang pangalan ko ay si Lakan.
How do you say I am 8 years old?
Um,
Ako po ay
ako po ay 8 taong gulang.
Yun. Very good. Okay. How do you say I live at 21 Longford Street, Bourbon Park, Parañaque City, 1709? Ako po
Ako po
ay
ay
naka
nakatira
yun
ay, sa 21 Long Beach Street, Bourbon Park, Parañaque City, zip code 709.
Good. See? How do you say I have 4 sisters? Meron
Meron ako ay 4
na
kapatid
yun. Anong pangalan nila?
ko.
Hindi, anong pangalan ng mga kapatid mo?
Sophie, Maddie, Aaron.
Yun. How do you say my parents are Drix and Rhea? Ay, ako ay may mga
magulang
yun.
ko ay si Rhea and Drix.
Very good. But how do you say I love Jiu-Jitsu? Mahilig
Maghilig ako
sa
sa jiu-jitsu.
yun. Yun lang ba? Jiu-Jitsu lang? Ang hilig mo? How do you say I love to cook steak?
Ko
Ay,
ako ay
mahilig magluto.
magluto ng steak.
Okay. That's it.
Yay!
Salamat.